army, and that's what we will be. We will be Yah's battle axe, spoken of in Jeremiah 51. When we wake up, when we become a nation again, when we become revived, not only in the flesh, but in the spirit. Once we get rid of a lot of that poison we've been eating and the poor habits that we picked up in captivity, when we go to the wilderness, we will be renewed in the body and renewed in the spirit, and will become an exceeding army, and that army will be ready for our captain, Yahushua HaMashiach, when he returns. Verse 11. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Yasharal. Behold, they say our bones are dry. Our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy, say to them, Thus says the Adonai Elohim, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come out of your graves and bring you into the land of Yasharal. So when you see graves, think hell. I'm going to bring you out this hell that you're in. This state of being the only people in the world that don't know who you are. That don't know anything beyond a slave ship. That don't have a land. They don't have a language. They don't have anybody with a flag that can stick up for us or speak up for us. And we will come into our own land. And where's our land? Yasharal. We'll come into our own land, and we'll be a nation and an army that's taking back our land. And you shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened up your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live. And I shall place you in your own land, not somebody else's land, not an unclaimed land, but your own land. Then you shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it and performed it, says Yahweh. And that's the greatness of Yah. He speaks it before it happens. Then he gets his servants to go spread the message, and then it happens. The devil tries to copy that. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 10. We go to Zechariah chapter 10. And we're going to start that at verse 1. All right, so again, when Yah is talking about restoring us and we become a mighty army, you best believe there's going to be some warfare going on. And Yah not playing when he comes for his. Zechariah chapter 10. Ask ye of Yahweh rain in the time of the latter rain. So Yahweh shall make bright clouds and give them showers of rain to everyone grass in the field. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. They comfort in vain. Therefore, they went their way as a flock. They were troubled because there was no shepherd. My anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For Yahweh of hosts has visited his flock, the house of Yehudah, and have made them as his goodly horse in the battle. So again, he getting us right. The same way he made us weak, so weak that a few people in a slave ship could keep hundreds of us, is the same way he gonna put that power and that spirit back in us when it's our time. Verse 4. Out of him came forth the corner, out of him the nail, out of him the battle bow, and out of him every oppressor together. And they shall be as mighty men which tread down their enemies in the mire of the streets in the battle. And they shall fight, because Yahweh is with them, and the riders on horses shall be confounded. And I will strengthen the house of Yahweh, and I will save the house of Yosef. So the house of Judah and the house of Israel, right? And I will bring them again to place them. For I upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off. For I am Yahweh the Elohim, and will hear them. So for a long time, he wasn't hearing our prayers. We didn't even know who to pray. We praying to idols. We praying to all type of foolishness. But he said he's going to strengthen the house of Yehudah. So the house of David is going to be back on top. And the house of Joseph is going to be back. And he's going to bring us back into our place, into the land of our forefathers. Verse 7. And they of Ephraim shall be like a mighty man, and their heart shall rejoice as through wine. Their children shall see it and be glad. Their heart shall rejoice in Yahweh. I will hiss for them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. So you can look at that multiple ways. So, you know, when you hiss at somebody, you make, hey, you like you trying to holler at a woman, come here, right? You got that hiss, and then you also have the hiss that projectiles make when they fly by. Little yep. If you ever been close enough to gunshots, when them bullets come by you, they sound like little hissing sound, like as it shoots through the air. As it cuts through the grass and cuts through trees and bushes and different things, it makes a little hissing sound. The missiles, when they fly, make hissing sound. And again, Yah said, I am the thing that stings you, the thing that bites you, the thing that's trading you down. I'm that. I'm the one that's doing that. Verse 9. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. So again, it's talking about, why are we in these far countries? Why are we in all these places? We've been asleep, and now we're awakening, even with our children, and we are returning to Yah again. All of this stuff is happening right on target. And where is he bringing us from? Verse 10. I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt. What do we have on the dollar bill? We got a big old pyramid with the all-seeing eye of Horus. Memphis, Tennessee, and look at the obelisks and all these Egyptian artifacts everywhere. Egypt meaning bondage, the house of bondage. I will send you into Egypt again by ships. America, Babylon. And it says, and gather them out of Assyria. So, Assyria, that's Syria. And I will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them. And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up. And the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away. And I will strengthen them in Yahweh, and they shall walk up and down in his name, says Yahweh. So you're talking about the Arab state, and you're talking about the Egyptian, the Hamite. He's going to cause us to remember out of these places, these same ancient places that we are now in.
We have to stop. Let's.
Ready?
Let's do it. July 11th. Summer is
Buffalo?
looking up.
What, you have a dog?
PG-13, everywhere July 11th.
Looks like we've told people Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. For the last time.
Huh. Shallow.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
more than meets the eye. It's the
Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 33. I want to talk a little bit more about how he's going to restore us. This is part of the awakening process, is the restoration. Again, you know, we look at all these things that are happening, and a lot of it sounds doom and gloom, and, you know, we can get a little anxious or afraid. But understand, we're going over this so that we know all of this is going to happen. All of this is happening. It's for us to increase our faith to know that we're close. Everything is happening the same way God said it was going to happen. So as we watch these things unfold, and we can read it out of text that was written thousands of years ago, but it's being relevant to now, then we know these places that we read it now is right ahead of us. How Yah's going to restore us. Jeremiah chapter 33, and start this at verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah the second time, while he was yet shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Thus says Yahweh, the maker thereof, Yahweh that formed it, to establish it. Yahweh is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you know not. So again, he who lacks wisdom, ask Yah, the one who gives it to you. And yeah, you might find it through a teacher, but a teacher is just the means. You're getting it through Yah. So if you lack understanding, ask Yah. And then have faith that he's going to give it to you. And you have faith by searching that treasure. That's why he talks about the parable with a man that finds a treasure buried in a field. So he bought the whole field. He sold everything he had, and he bought the field because he knows the treasure is right here. I got it. I own it. Nobody can take it from me. All I got to do is go get it. This is how he wants us to deal with this word. Seek him. Seek after that wisdom. Verse 4. Thus says Yahweh, the Elohim of Yahshua, concerning the houses of this city, and concerning the houses of the kings of Yahweh, which are thrown down by the mounts and by the sword. They come to fight with the Chaldeans, but it is to fill them with dead bodies of men, whom I have slain in my anger and in my fury, and for all whose wickedness I have hid my face from the city. Behold, I will bring it health and cure. I will cure them, and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. That's what he's doing now. He's revealing unto us the abundance of peace that we have once we understand who we are and what our calling is. That life is so much more than just attaining things and seeking to make a name for ourselves. I don't care how great of a name you have, it'll never surpass the name of Yahshua, the name of Yahweh, the name of Yahweh Shai. And once you understand this and have a purpose, it brings you peace. And the truth sets you free. Once you're no longer being fooled by the lies. Verse 7. And I will cause the captivity of Yahweh and the captivity of Yahshua to return, and will build them as at the first. But you notice it's a process. He's first revealing unto us the abundance of peace and truth first. Then he's bringing us back to the land and returning the captivity. He has to free the captivity of the mind first. Verse 7. Verse 8. And I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me. And I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have transgressed against me. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise and honor before all the nations of the earth, which shall hear all the good that I do unto them. And they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto it. So whereas they were afraid, somewhat afraid of Yah, because they saw what happened to us, they like, man, these people are like this because they turned their back on their God. But now he's going to go overboard and be so good to us as a people and blessing us and giving us a name of so much honor that the nations are going to be fearing and trembling just from wanting to participate in the goodness. Like, oh, I don't want to be not receiving what they getting. If I can just get some of what they getting, that's how good that's why he said, eye has not seen, ear has not heard. You can't even fathom what Yah has for us. Because we've been at the bottom so long, they throw us a couple crumbs, we feeling like, man, we done made it. And that's nothing. Verse 10. Thus says Yahweh, again, there shall be heard in this place, which you say shall be desolate, without man and without beast, even in the cities of Yehudah, and in the streets of Jerusalem that are desolate, without man, and without inhabitant, and without beast. The voice of joy, gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, the voice of them that shall say, praise Yahweh of hosts. For Yahweh is good, for his mercy endures forever. And of them shall bring the sacrifice of praise into the house of Yahweh. For I will cause to return the captivity of their land as the first, says Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, again in this place which is desolate, without man and without beast, and in all the cities thereof, shall be a habitation of shepherds, causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the valley, in the cities of the south, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, and in the cities of Yehudah, shall the flocks pass again under the hands of him that tells them, says Yahweh. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Yasharal and unto the house of Yahweh. So even though we didn't keep our promise, he punished us and said he will cause us to remember again. And once we start remembering, he going to put us back in the land, and he going to remember all the good things that he promised to us, even though we violated. That's mercy. We don't deserve that. And that's why we have to be merciful to one another, merciful to the Gentiles, because we're receiving an inheritance and a reward that on paper we do not deserve. But we deserve it because Yah said it's for us. So we deserve it. So I'm not questioning Yah. But on paper, we don't deserve it. So if we are of that same God, then we have to operate in that same manner, being the kings and queens of the earth and being merciful to one another, especially in our own people. We quit to fight and shoot and stab and hurt and make fun of our own people, but let the other nations just do as they please. That's a curse. Verse 15. In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and shall execute judgment in righteousness in the land. So the house of David is going to rise back up. His stock, his bloodline is going to be checking brothers, checking things, making sure ain't no wickedness in the land. They're going to care about this law. They're not going to be, oh, you can do whatever you want. Now they're going to be zealous for the law. In those days shall Yahweh be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. They're going to dwell safely because house of David not playing. You come around here with that idolatry, with that abomination, you finna get cut.
You keep getting all these interviews with Superman. Eventually people are gonna figure it out.
Look, the glasses.
Superman, I'm gonna take everything from you.
Good luck with that. You're entertaining. Where's my lover?
Take what you do best and create a website that's worthy of it. With AI website creation from Wix, every click is an opportunity to shape your brand. Fine-tune your design. Generate content in seconds. And showcase what you love so others will love it too. It's your business, your website. You do it yourself. Create your website on Wix.
Lysol kills 99.9% of germs and leaves a scent you'll love.
Oh no, is this like an in the pool party? Can't get in there. I need food. Can't swim while I'm eating.
And now we gonna dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith we shall be called, Yahweh our righteousness. For thus says Yahweh, Dawid shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Yasharal. And right now it's being represented in heaven by Mashiach. But we're going to have a man here on earth. Verse 18. Neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings and to kindle meat offerings and to do sacrifice continually. He said, neither shall that happen. Because that's what's happening now. We have no priests and Levites offering burnt offerings. You got Jewish people doing whatever they doing, but we not in the land. We not doing the righteous offerings. Verse 19. And the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah, saying, thus says Yahweh, if you could break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with Dawid my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. As the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of Dawid my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. So he's going to multiply the seed. So we're going to have children. We're going to be fruitful. And the Levites. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, considerest you not what this people have spoken, saying, the two families which Yahweh hath chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. Thus says Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then I will cast away the seed of Jacob, and Dawid my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be the rulers of the seed of Abraham, Yashak and Jacob, for I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy upon them. So you can pull that scripture to the Jehovah's Witnesses when they come to your house, talking about Israel cut off. Do we still have day and night? Can you measure the stars? Can you count them all? Can you measure the sea? We haven't even mapped the whole sea. So no, that ain't changed. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12. We're going to talk about our flight to the wilderness. This is part of our restoration process. We got to be separated from this place because we won't leave it. Just like when we went in the wilderness the first time. Soon as Moshe stepped off for a hot minute, we out here making a golden calf. And Aaron right there with him. So we got to be removed. Because if we too close, we're going to revert right back to it. So we got to be taken to a whole different place where we can fast out all these poisons and chemicals and stuff they spraying in the air in a hidden place that they can't spray chemtrails over, that they can't find us with drones. We got to be somewhere where we can be separate and he can work on us and renew not only our spirit but our bodies. Renew the order in our household. Put things back in nature order where men are heads and the women are the caregivers. Things will be put back in this proper place. But we can't do that here. We can barely, it takes two of us to work, most of us to feed our families. So we can't even revert to the natural state. We got to be taken out of this system. So Revelation chapter 12 is the prophecy. And it is confirming what's already prophesied in the Old Testament, our process of restoration. So Revelation chapter 12, and we're going to start this at verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And when you clothe with the sun, I just thought about that. That's like melanin. And melanin is literally liquid sunshine. And evaporated sunshine is a melanocyte, which is literally sunlight. So when you're looking at a woman, this is a nation that is clothed with the sun. A nation of melanin people is what I'm seeing from it. But there's, this is so many layers to this prophecy, right? So this woman is Israel, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. So this is the birth process of us becoming a nation. Is very painful. There's going to be tribulation. We're going to have to go through that wilderness. We're going to have to let go of the old ways, the old man. He's not going to just lay down and die. You're going to have to fight with him. You're going to have to struggle to kill that old man. It's going to be a painful process. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. So now, when you see dragon, you know we're talking about the adversary, the devil. All right? And notice when it talks about pain to be delivered. For those of us that, that have children and seen birth, that mother, as soon as she's finished delivering that baby, that pain is like it just disappeared. It was all worth it. So that's how it's going to be for us when we are born as a nation and we're finally recognized as the kings and priests of the earth and are restored to our land. All that pain is just going to go away like it means nothing. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven. And I'm not going to get all into the, what these 7 heads and the 10 horns and the 7 crowns and, the missing crowns and things of that. We're not going to go into that. I'm going to focus on the restoration aspect. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So this is the system. This is the demonic, devilish system that's trying to stop us with all that it has in place, from Planned Parenthood trying to kill our babies before they can grow up and be kings, to the educational system, which is put poison in our brains, to the poison that they put in, he's in the bathroom, the poison that they're putting in our veins, all these different things that they're utilizing to try to kill us before we are born into a nation. And he's using this third part of the stars of heaven. That is the angels that left their former estate. And these stars, when they come down, they're going to need bodies to inhabit. An angel needs something to manifest its spirit. And when you look at demon, right? D is negative, right? And mon stands for emotion. So a demon is a negative emotion. And that negative emotion means nothing unless that negative emotion says something mean and hurts somebody's feelings, or makes you do something wrong, or makes you get angry and hurt somebody. That's how they manifest. So that third part of the stars, the angels, the stars represent angels and spirits. When they leave their former estate, they're going to inhabit people. And who do you think they're going to inhabit? People that can't make a difference? They're going to use the people that people follow the most. All right? And that what they're trying to do is devour us as a nation before we become a nation. Because once we become a nation, we're a great exceeding army. Verse 5. And she brought forth a man-child, who's to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up to Elohim and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had the place prepared of Yah, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So 3.5 years. 3.5 years. So we are brought forth as a mighty nation, right? And we're going to rule all the nations because we will be the center of the earth. And that woman who brought forth that man-child was Mashiach, came from our stock of people. And his word, which is Yah's word, rules all nations. And when he returns, he's like a rod of iron that is going to hit those sheep and keep those sheep back in place. Remove the goats. Verse 6. And again, the woman fled into the wilderness for 3.5 years. That's that first half of that last week of prophecy, where Yah's working on us, where he's speaking comfortably unto us. And there was war in heaven. Shamayim, Michael, and his angels fought against the dragon. And
now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Lulu, where's the golf cart? There it is. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Get the drink that gets you. That's Sonic.
Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. Weightless hydration that goes deep.
She's been there for you through everything. And now you're learning this next thing together. We get it. Find a caregiver who does too. When it's not you, it's care.com.
Love shoes? You'll love this. Welcome to Shoe Station, your destination for all your favorite.
And the dragon fought against the angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So at this point, they're finally expelled. They cannot go into heaven because there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. And you can't defile that heaven. The earth already defiled. Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation. See, now when these angels are being cast out and the adversary, the devil, if they could, they'd kill us. We wouldn't make it. We can't fight that. But now is come salvation, Yahweh Shai. Now the Lamb is returning, and strength and kingdom of our Elohim, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elohim day and night. So now he's like a man, he's in a man, and he can be destroyed. And now Mashiach is going to return. Verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. So the woman is the nation of Israel. He's persecuting us. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times, and a half of a time, from the face of the serpent. So again, we are being hidden in the wilderness for that 3.5 years. That 3.5 prophetic years. So that is our renewal process, where we're being hidden, and the devil's just running his tables across the world, just doing whatever. And we're going to look at these 2 wings. We're going to see, what are these 2 wings representing? What are they talking about here? All right. Notice, what do you have on top of the Ark of the Covenant? You got the 2 wings. You got 2 wings going one way and 2 wings going the other way. Right? Those covering angels. Let's take more look at this. You see, Verse 15, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. So that water can also represent spirit. You know, all these different doctrines and weird and AI and all this weird stuff that they got going on. False information. It could be information overload, causing us to just get lost and carried away and end up chasing a rabbit hole and not learning the truth unto our salvation. And the earth helped the woman. The earth opened up their mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. So the earth helped us. Either through this process where it's literally opening up and swallowing up the water that's trying to drown us, but also the earth, the mother, the assembly, the church is going to help us learn the truth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war. And who are we making war with? The remnant of her seed. And who are the remnant of her seed? Which keep the commandments of Yah and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Hallelujah. That's who the war is against us. That's why we got to be hidden. Yah going through Mashiach going to be picking them off in the wilderness. All the rebels, he going to be purging them. But the dragon want to make a war with the remnant of the children of Yasharah, which are keeping the commandments of Yah, and which are living testimonies of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Let's go to Psalms 103. Let's take a look at these eagle wings. Psalms 103. Tehillim, chapter 103. I know my wife, she asked me, you know, she got a song on the wings of the Philistine. You know, on the shoulders of the Philistine, we're gonna fly, like, you know, like wings. And she was, you know, asking like, well, what do those wings represent? So we're gonna get into that. Psalms, Tehillim, chapter 103. Bless Yahweh, O my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Bless Yahweh, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. So your youth is renewed like the eagles. And what are the eagles known for? Their wings. Interesting. So the eagle is being likened unto a renewed youth. Verse 6, Yahweh executes righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed. He made known his ways unto Moshe, his acts unto the children of Yasharah. So how is this renewing? He's going over this renewing by making his ways known. The law of Moses and his acts, the way he does his thing, his prophecies, and his way, his mode of life. He made it known to us. Yahweh is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. So how you going to be a child of Yah and this don't describe you? You his people, but you not a merciful people? You his people, but you not a gracious people? You a people, but you not slow to anger? You his people, but you not plenteous in mercy. That don't sound like his people. He will not always chide, neither will he keep his anger forever. So it don't mean he not going to get angry either. It don't mean you just smile at everybody, everything is cool. Now his people going to get angry too. But we just not going to be angry forever, and we going to be merciful. It ain't going to be our go-to. But yeah, we gonna be an angry people. Verse 10. He has not dealt with us after our sins, nor rewarded us according to our iniquities. So why do we gotta reward everybody according to their transgression and according to their iniquities against us? Why can't we reward people according to righteousness' sake? Yeah, we can do that as long as we're not angry, as long as we're not hungry, or as long as we're not lusting for something. Verse 11. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is his mercy towards them that fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far as he removed our transgressions from us. Like as a father pitieth his children, so Yahweh pities them that fears him. For he knows our frame, he remembers that we are dust. As for man, his days are as grass, as flower of the field, so he flourisheth. For the wind passes over it, and is gone, and the place thereof shall know it no more. And we have to consider that we are like grass. We are like blades of grass. We here one minute, we gone the next, and nobody even gonna know we was here. So we gotta utilize this term. It's not vanity. We gotta utilize this time that we have here to fulfill our purpose for the nation. If you were born into the nation of Yasharal, you were born with a purpose. And the other nations have a purpose as well. And how they deal with the children of Yasharal. That's the way things were designed. So you can't waste that time. But the mercy of Yahweh is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto children's children, to such as keep his covenant, and to those that remember his commandments to do them. So that's who's getting the mercy and the righteousness. Those that fear him are those that keep his covenant. That covenant say, I can't treat people any kind of way. I can't treat my people any kind of way. And his commandments say I have to behave a certain way. And when I don't, I have to fix it a certain way. Yahweh has prepared his throne in the heavens, and his kingdom rules over all. Bless Yahweh, you his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word. Bless you, Yahweh, all you his hosts, you ministers of his that do his pleasure. Bless you, Yahweh, all his works in all his places of his dominion. Bless Yahweh, O my soul. Dawudah. My wife hates when I call it sis. I slid that one in there. Let's move on. I slid that in by accident. My wife, she called me brother all the time. I say sis, boy, she hate that. It's like her being likened up to a regular sister. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to Yeshayah chapter 40, and then we have one more for the conclusion. Isaiah chapter 40, we're going to look more at this renewal. How the wings is likened unto our renewal process. Yeshayah, Isaiah chapter 40, and we're going to read 15 through 31. Yeshayah chapter 40 verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he takes up the isles as a very little thing. So all these countries and all these other nations, he's considering them like dust on the balance. Yeah, they affect things. If you have a bunch of dust on your weight, it's going to be a little bit off. So they affect things, but they're not what's being weighed. So they have to understand their place. You have to understand your place. It's not for you to boast over them. It's for you to understand your importance. So when you waste time, it's worse than when they waste time.
What you want to do?